Hey guys, this is Diana Ballard, and welcome to the Mom Training Podcast, where we discuss the skills and strategies to create possibilities in motherhood and make it more fun, efficient, organized, and peaceful. You can find more information or connect with me online at dianaballard.com or at Diana Ballard Live on social media. Hey ladies, so glad you're here. I am in a really good mood this morning, so we are just going to roll with this podcast. All right, so we have talked about raising up a team, raising up hard workers, and today we're going to focus on raising up leaders. Now, this is something that is super important as well. In this world, there are a lot of different beliefs, a lot of different focuses, and the biggest thing and gift that we can give our kids is to teach them how to be a leader for what they believe and what they stand for and who they are. And that their opinion and their thoughts and what they think and what they feel matters to the team. And if it matters in the team, in the family, then the confidence and the belief in themselves builds. So when they go out into the world, they are able to stand up for themselves, able to stand up for what they believe, and just be able to be them without having to worry about being pulled to and fro by the millions. I mean, there's probably millions of different ways of living. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't be their own person. It's not saying that they can't be independent, but there is a core confidence that comes from the home that needs to be built in the home, of feeling okay as who they are as a person. And, having the freedom to expand that if they want. But who they are, what they like, what they feel, what they think matters. And that specifically is raised up by how we interact with each child. It's in the words that we say, the way that we treat them, the responsibilities that we give them. Again, the hard-working thing coming in, helping build up. You can do hard things. You can be whatever you want to be. And that's going to happen by you accomplishing this task right here and practicing the skill of hard work, practicing building that confidence by accomplishing what's in front of you right now that may be challenging for you. Now, I want to throw this in right here. We as moms and wives also have the power to help our husbands become great leaders. I feel that there is such an attack on men right now to try to knock them down from being leaders. But the problem is that at the same time, we expect them to be good providers, or to, stand up and protect and lead and do things. But a lot of times the responses and the words that are said are not really lining up with what we really want. And everyone was born to be some type of leader. And so to support our husband in being a leader is really, really important. Everyone has their roles in the family, and everyone has their roles in the world. Now, whatever exactly that is in your family, great. But I have seen over and over again, now excuse my expression, but literal balls are being chopped off our men. And they are being brought down to be these soft and not hardworking men. Now, a lot of that comes with their own choices with video games, or, media is training hardcore to chop men's balls off and make them these, I don't even know what to call them, but it's just, I've seen it over and over again. And a lot of the times I see it come from the wives. Now, again, that is training from the media, from, the social things, the trends that are going on right now. I challenge you to be something different with your husband and with your family. in how can I help my husband be a great leader, and to not be afraid of that. Now, yes, there are circumstances where there is some unrighteous dominion, and where, there are other circumstances where someone's just not stepping up. We've tried our best to create and help someone become a leader, but I want us to look at ourselves. Now, this is the challenging part, and the part that I don't want you to feel guilty about or try to be like, oh my gosh, like I've totally messed up. A little bit of that feeling isn't always bad, because sometimes we might need to adjust what we're doing towards our husband and our kids. So this message is for the husbands and the kids, in helping them grow up to be a leader, because we can only control what we have power over, which is ourselves, right? So maybe someone won't step up into the roles that maybe you want them to. What we can control is how we respond, react, and communicate with the people in our home. So let's think about ourselves for a minute. How do I respond? How do I react? And do I encourage or do I tear down? Do I purposely focus on gratitude and appreciation towards each family member, when they do something, or even every day? I'm not sure if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but something that is kind of annoying that I do to myself, not to other people, but that I practice often, is when someone does something, I always make sure I tell them what it was that they did, what I liked about it, how it made me feel, and really thank them for it. Now, it's not like some big script, right? I'm not like saying like, well, let me make sure I tell them this and this and this. But it's sincere. It's not like made up. It's not like I'm, focusing. But when I notice, when I'm mindful of my own feelings, like, wow, like that really made me feel important when, they did this. I'm going to say, I just want to let you know, like, when you did that, it made me feel really special. And I just wanted you to know that, because I know you're really trying to, make me feel special. So I just wanted to let you know that and thank you. And that stuff starts to happen a lot more, like in your life and in your day-to-day interaction with each other. That person will be like, okay, that worked good. I'm going to try that. I'm going to keep doing that. When the kids clean up, and wow, you guys, look at this place. That makes mommy so happy to have a clean front room. You guys are the best. Thank you for doing that. Or in the grocery store, man, you guys did so awesome in the grocery store. You stayed right with me, and you didn't run around, and that made the experience in the grocery store awesome. So you guys are so rad. High five, right? And by training our mouth and our mind and our heart to be noticing the good things that people are doing, and vocalizing and appreciating and praising them for the good things that they're doing, it helps build confidence in them. It helps them be like, okay, that choice was good. I can do something else good again too. And, I did that as a person. And so it continues to build up their confidence that they can do things well. And I feel like that is really important. I'm not talking about like puffing them up so they feel like they're the best in the world and they're better than everyone else. No, that's not what we're focusing on. Like, wow, you guys worked awesome as a team. I just want to let you know that I'm so proud of you as being, responsible in that. Wow, you did that without me even asking. Wow, you are such a great worker. Like, you should be proud of that. Let's work as a team together and continue to create this home into an awesome environment. And you help with that. And in raising them up with confidence helps them to be confident outside of the home and to not be afraid to step up and do something, go the extra mile, or, be that person that steps up and says, hey, I'll take that and I can do that because I feel confident that I can achieve something, that I can be something that makes a difference, be someone that makes a difference. Because our kids are the next generation of influencers and leaders. And, everyone has their own place to be a leader. Someone could be a leader in a vet office, okay, taking care of the animals. They could be a leader in politics. They could be a leader in their class. They could be a leader in their church. They could be a leader in their dance class. You don't have to raise someone up to specifically be a certain leader, right? Like, I feel that each person comes into this world with gifts and skills and things that they're passionate about, and that's on purpose, right? So, but the thing that we can do is when we're seeing those skills come up, when we're seeing those strengths come up, to say, man, I saw you with those people over there. You were kind. Man, I saw you share your toy, or I saw you share your snack. That is an excellent thing to do. I am so proud of you and who you are. And just helping them be confident in the things that are important to them. One person, maybe like my son, absolutely loves order. He loves order. Thank you so much for closing the door. I know that is very important to you, to close all the doors. Thank you so much for reminding me that all the lights need to be turned out before we leave. Thank you so much for closing that person's gate that they left open, because that is now in order. Or, my daughter, thank you so much for, standing up for that person. That was very kind of you to say, you know what, let me help with that. Or, I noticed that you were so fun today with your friends and that they loved that. So good job. Really being able to pull out the goodness in each person in your family and noticing their efforts. And again, going back with our husbands, noticing when they do something good and giving them a chance to do something again, giving them opportunities to, take care of the children or help around the house, or really giving them encouragement and praise when they say something nice, or they're trying to be cute and romantic, or, wanting to communicate about something, really praising that moment. And I think people sometimes are afraid of being like, I don't want to create someone who's like stuck up, or that's like, so like, I am just the crap and, you can just enjoy every second of me. That is not what we're doing. Okay. Like, let's keep people level-headed, but that doesn't mean we tear them down either. That means that we build them up in a positive way that is important to them, and explaining to them why it's so important, that they're kind, that they're nice, that they're a hard worker, that they're helpful, that they're honest and trustworthy. Like, this is something that we personally can train ourselves up into do. I'm going to give you 3 resources real quick. So one is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. If you haven't looked that up yet, you can read the book and learn very much in detail, or you can look up and just see what the 5 love languages are and see what are the love languages of each member of my family. And in doing that and being able to show love that way, that helps them feel secure and helps them, feel like a part of something, again, a part of the team. The second resource is a book called The Child Whisperer by Carol Tuttle. This talks about the different personalities in children and how to interact with them and to work with them. If you haven't done any personality training, I'd highly recommend it. Like I talked about my son being a very orderly personality, very organized. My daughter's very fun and also a really strong leader. So, and knowing how to work with them differently, I have to work with them completely different, because if I try to do one or the other, it does not work. So, and then the third resource is a lady named Dani Johnson. Her name is Dani Johnson. DaniJohnson.com. She has a program called GEMS, which is for adults or children, where it talks about, the 4 different types of personalities and how to interact with them, and it helps you kind of realize what personality you are as well, so that, you can learn how you work and how to communicate better with all the different people in your home and, people around you. And it really can solve a lot of problems, communication problems, and realizing how to love them and, raise them up as leaders. So first I want to say, however you are as a mom right now, great job. The second thing I want to say is, let's step it up again in learning how to help encourage and raise up our team, our family, our husband, and our kids. How to help raise them up to have the confidence to be a leader in whatever role that they need to in their work, in their home, in their school, in their classes, wherever it is, to be able to stand up for what is right, to be able to stand up for what is good and what feels good for all humans, treating people nice, having respect, listening to the teacher, following directions. And that confidence and that leadership is built in the home as a team, as hard workers, and also in how we talk with each other and communicate and encourage each other. So I just challenge you to really focus on your mouth, to focus on what you're saying and what's coming out of your mouth. Obviously, what you're thinking first, and then what's coming out of your mouth. And trying to strategically and purposefully say things that will help lift instead of tear down, that'll help encourage and help inspire and really help pull out those special gifts that each person has in your home. You are awesome. Don't think otherwise ever, because you are so needed in your family. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next week on the Mom Training Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into the Mom Training Podcast. If you liked what you heard, I would so appreciate a rating and review from you on any platform you listen to this on. If you have any questions or podcast ideas, you can message me on my social media at Diana Ballard Live or shoot me an email on my website. See you next week.